make a living. Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Watching it go, buying low, selling high. Riding the wave, I'm here to stay, living in the digital age. No banks, no fees, just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees.
Good morning from paradise, my fellow surfers and crypto degens. Crypto Amaru, as always. We have Crypto Hitman in the house. It is Friday. Happy Friday, guys. October 3rd. The markets are looking green. We're feeling good. Got a little pep in our step this morning. The charts are looking good. The community's hyped up again. We're getting questions. Wow, I kind of missed this feeling. Didn't you miss this feeling, Nick? But I think the question, at least in my mind, is when are our low-cap gems going to pump? I mean, it's great to see BNB at all-time highs. It's great to see XRP sort of at $3. It's great to see Ethereum back at 4,500. But when are my low-cap gems finally going to pump? We'll get to that today, guys. Got a lot to cover. Maybe some good news stories, some charts as ever. All right, well, what's your take on the general vibe of the market here, Nick?
I mean, the vibe keeps being strong. We saw yesterday massive strength the past few days. U.S. government still closed. Bitcoin still going higher. Now, I do believe that we could get a short-term top somewhere up here, but nothing dramatic. And we're starting to see some altcoins show strength, which is really good to see as well. That's what everybody wants to see, right? So we got, like you said, XRP over $3. BNB, new all-time highs again, and things are starting to look good in the alt market. Now, some people are like, well, this one's not moving yet. Well, guys, it's all about phases. So let's start this episode with the phase chart. Things move in phases outside of sectors or outside of small narratives, which have small windows of outperformance. But for the whole market to be going up, these are kind of your phases. Phase 1, Bitcoin. This phase lasted much longer than normal. This phase lasted a very long time and arguably could still be going on as the Bitcoin dominance is still 58 or 59%. Then you get the phase overlap where money flows into Ethereum, but it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin. That's kind of what's already been going on. Yes, we have a phase 2 where Ethereum was outperforming, but that was very small. I think that we're still could be in phase 2 or in this phase overlap. Like, yes, some large caps are doing well, like BNB. Solana's starting to catch a bid, but it's still underperforming Ethereum. That's why a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, we're in phase 3 or in this phase overlap and the bull market's almost over. I still think we're here, phase 2 or this phase overlap where money is flowing into large caps where we see large buy-ups happening. But I don't think we're here yet. What do you think we're at?
Well, we're definitely not in alt season phase. I mean, do people not remember what alt season felt like and is? God damn, it's like you guys just forgot what happened 3 years ago. We're not there, y'all. We're not there. We're not in euphoria. Oh my God, everyone's bags are running 10x. So get that out of your head. We're not in alt season phase. That's coming. We're not there yet. This is really interesting, right? Because, I mean, you could argue that Bitcoin phase isn't even really done yet. Because I don't think it's done. I mean, it's going to go higher. You can't have overlap between these phases, so that is a thing, right? And you can have Ethereum pumping as Bitcoin's pumping. We're maybe at the cusp for the start of the large cap season, but it's been interesting because it's really just been BNB outperforming. XRP, we put in our title as clickbait. You could call it outperforming for, a few minutes here, but I think XRP at $3 isn't anything to write home about. It was $2 back in 2018. That's at $3. Okay, great, 30% gains. So I don't know. I just don't. I'm not convinced that we are even in the large cap phase yet. And it sort of goes back to our thesis that like this cycle is just elongated. All the phases are playing out much longer. They seemingly overlapping each other. It's not clean. It's not clear. It's not lining up exactly as it did last cycle or the previous. So kind of expect the unexpected. But for me, Bitcoin's going higher. Ethereum's going higher. The large caps are going higher, and we ain't seen nothing yet when it comes to alt season.
Yeah, we've talked about that in the past where these phases are seemingly lasting longer, which does go with our thesis. Instead of a 4-year cycle, we have a 5-year cycle. And if we have a full 5-year cycle, that means that the top would be somewhere Q3 or Q4 of 2026, which would lead to our thesis that maybe we're like right here, like halfway done with this bull market, rather than a lot of people are talking about, hey, we're down here in phase 3, getting into this phase overlap all the way down here, and we only have a couple months left in the entire bull market. I just don't see it that way. We'll see how it plays out. If it is that way, then these last 4 phases here are really going to happen very quickly, be very euphoric. We need to capitalize and take profits and make gains really quickly. You need to check in every single day to Crypto Paradise, into the surf dial. You need to be making plays every single day, 7 days a week, no days off, because this is going to be a very quick, overlap, phase 3, overlap in phase 4 in the next 2 months.
Nah, I don't see it playing out that way, man. I just don't. Like, with the rate cuts that are coming, we just got one. They were sort of creating some uncertainty as to whether they're going to even do one in October, although I know they will. But if you listen to Powell's speech, he was kind of equivocating. But with the data that's come out on the labor side, I mean, they're going to have to cut. So that's another cut. December's probably another cut. His term is done in May. You're going to get a dovish Fed commissioner coming in then. So, the cycle, the overall market cycle, the business cycle, that's not just petering out here, in December. Because what? Because it happened last time, so it has to happen the same exact time this time? Like, come on, that's not how, I just think it's a very simplistic view of the world. And I think things are driven by more meaningful catalysts. So in any event, look, we're in a good spot. We have many more months, not 2 months. Look, it's like, okay, how do you know this, Crypto Armor? We're living in the trenches every single day. We're 24/7 crypto. You don't think after this many years of being literally just in crypto all the damn time for 8 years straight that I couldn't tell you when a euphoric alt season is happening? You're in these groups, right? And you see, call after call. New meme coin. Just did 10x. Just did pre-sale. New pre-sale opportunity. Everyone's bullish. Yeah. We're in these groups. Pre-sale opportunities come up, and all the influencers in these groups are like shitting on it. Like, this project's garbage. I would never invest in this shit. Do you think that's what happens in an alt season when everyone's euphoric? No, it's the opposite. I can't wait to get in this allocation. I can't wait to invest in the next meme. We're not there. You can just tell if you're in the space, if you're in Telegram, if you're in Twitter, you are not in the alt season phase. So I don't know if that answers your question. Maybe I went on a little diatribe. I just, people that think this stuff was going to end in 2 months, I'm not buying it.
Well, let's take a look at what the charts are saying today. We got Bitcoin here up to 1,2,500, trying to show strength again today after China sold it overnight. China selling it, but the United States is waking up and buying it up. Well, this is good to see, but I do believe, we're overbought on the RSI. The technometer isn't overbought yet, so there's some room there. When you get big moves like this, you're probably going to see some consolidations, kind of like this, where we consolidated right to the moving average. We do see that the 200 moving average is about to cross the 300 moving average from below. This is a bullish indicator, sometimes a lagging indicator, but bullish nonetheless. So we're going to keep following this, and you're only about $4,000 away from a new all-time high on Bitcoin. If that happens, that is only a 3% rally. And the fact that we've sat up here so long, consolidated so long, hit that level twice, I mean, if you break above that 124, 125 level, I think you're going to see some fireworks. Probably a God candle on Bitcoin to like 130. A $5,000, $6,000 God candle would be in the works for Bitcoin. So if we approach this all-time high, I would get out of leverage positions because you're either going to have a strong rejection or a strong move to the break to the upside, and it's just something you want to avoid. But that is crazy. Only 3% away from all-time highs on Bitcoin, and barely even mainstream media is talking about it.
Not only is mainstream media not a peep at all. They faded. They were haters. They didn't buy in, so they don't care about Bitcoin. Their loss. But what's interesting too, like the whole vibes on crypto Twitter and Telegram, etc. It doesn't feel extremely euphoric and extremely. I can't believe we're so. I can't believe we're 120K Bitcoin, bro. This is mind-boggling. And that's what we should be saying to ourselves. Anyone been in this space long enough should be saying, "Can you believe Bitcoin is at 120K and we're just acting like it's a casual Tuesday?" Like, that's mind-boggling. But no one's acting like that. They're like a little bit pissed off. Why is it not higher? Why are my alts not pumping yet? Like, I think bull run's over. I've already sold. It's just a lot of saltiness, a lot of negativity. Still, even at 120K Bitcoin, boggles the mind. I'm thankful. I'm happy. I'm rejoicing. It didn't have to play out this way, guys. This was not a foregone conclusion. Had Biden won or whatever, Kamala Harris won the election, I don't think we're at 120K. Let's just be honest with ourselves. So I think everyone take a step, take a beat. This is a moment to rejoice, be happy, be thankful for what we have in life, assuming you're holding Bitcoin. And let's enjoy what's coming next.
As part of the title says, BNB last night I was watching the football game, and I saw all over my Twitter feed that BNB new all-time high, BNB to 1111 make a wish, all those things going on. And this morning, $1,129 breaking out, up 86% from when we told you guys to buy it only a couple months ago, and we told you it was going to teleport to $1,000. Well, look what it did. It literally teleported to $1,000.73. Had the pullback to 940 and now just teleported to $1,100. BNB, one of the strongest assets. It was very strong in the bear market, outperforming Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin had its outperformance over everything, and now BNB is outperforming Ethereum in a big way here on this rally, and just painting a pretty chart. But again, this goes to the fact that CZ owns a ton of the supply. Binance is one of the largest centralized exchanges in the world, and they are using revenue to buy and burn the token on a quarterly and monthly basis. They also have BSC Network, which is catching a bid due to Aster, Floki, and some other assets that have been doing very well. And what does that do? Spurs more fees in the BNB token, spurs more buys and burns of the BNB token, and that is why price keeps going higher. I mean, if you're looking at large caps, yes, BNB's already kind of ran, but I still like BNB better than XRP. I still like BNB better than even Solana. I just like the token economics of BNB. I like the people involved with BNB, and I like the whales of BNB versus kind of the mantra in the community of Solana or XRP.
I also like the market makers behind BNB. I know we shit on Wintermute all the time for pumping and dumping the market and flushing out leverage traders, which is a thing. But damn, they're sure good at pumping BNB, aren't they?
Yeah, no, CZ's like, you don't dump ours.
That is a factor in the whole thing, right? I mean, everything you said was true, but the market makers are also a factor. But I don't see BNB slowing down. What's going to stop this train? What's going to stop BNB? I mean, still undervalued if you look at, I don't know, Ethereum, right? Still much cheaper than Ethereum market cap-wise. So it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe the valuation in BNB. It's so insane. This could go much higher. Like, and what's going to stop? I mean, what's going to stop it, I guess, is going to be the blow off top in the multi-year bear market. But we're not there yet. So this train ain't slowing down. More people will pile into this trade. Maybe why Pulse Chain is underperforming. People see BNB and they're, oh, FOMO. You know, sell out there, whatever.
Yeah, yesterday on Pulse Chain, there was a whale that sold like $1.5 million worth of Pulse Chain assets pretty rapidly over the course of a couple hours and did bridge out. I'm not sure which network he bridged to, but BNB or Ethereum would make sense based off of trying to chase Aster or Floki being listed on Robinhood, or you got Cake is up 13%, which is the other DEX. Everybody forgot about Cake because they're chasing Aster, and now people, I guess, woke up again because Cake went from $2.50 to $3.50 in a pretty short order.
There you go. Yeah, we thought Cake was going to pump at some point because it's all sort of tied together. Binance's DEX, BSC's DEX. I do want to turn it over to the listeners. Shout out to you guys. Thank you, Hex, for joining. Thank you, Meek Chapo. We're bullish. We're bullish. Todd, on the other hand, what's going on with Todd, bro? What, are you bearish? I'm guessing it's because he's a trader and he's making trades like day in, day out. So, maybe
that's the biggest thing. But you can be bullish on the macro view for the extension of the bull market or the remainder of the market cycle, but that doesn't mean Todd is bearish. Like, oh my gosh, we're going to zero. You're making trades. We already saw the charts. Sold at 123.8, bought at 110 and 112, sold again at 117.9. So it's like, Bitcoin's at 120. It's higher than the last trade, but profits were already taken, and now you wait for a reset, you wait for a setup, and you take another trade. That could be higher, and you need to buy a dip because Bitcoin breaks 124 and explodes to 130, and you wait for a dip off the next all-time high, or it could be lower. So, I mean, there's a difference between swing trading and then the long-term hodl position, or where we think we are in the macro cycle of things.
Yeah, no, I'm sure if we were to ask Todd, like, hey, Todd, where do you think Bitcoin's going to be in 10 years? He's not going to be like, yeah, it's going to be zero, bro. It's bogus. It's bullshit. It's going to zero. He's going to be like, no, it's going to be $1 million. I'm just making trades on all the way up, and taking advantage of the volatility. Good for him. He's really good at it. He's, has a system, the Wyckoff trading system that he, I guess, partially developed or, pioneered in some respects. So good for him. He's a trader. I do not think he's bearish. Happy to have him on the show, and maybe we can chat about it, but I doubt the man is bearish on Bitcoin and crypto.
Some other things we were talking about, Zcash still above $145, $46, up 11% in the last 24 hours. Zen was catching a bid, was like $10.50 yesterday, giving up $1 of the gains there, but these are still up. This is the interesting part of the cycle is you wake up and you see these days, you're like, oh man, a lot of alts are down 0.5% or 1%. I thought we were in alt season. But then if you actually click into the chart, it looks a lot more like this, where it's like, okay, maybe today's down 1%, but then tomorrow's up 5%, and then the next day's down 1%, and then the next day's up 5%. And you get these higher lows, and before you know it, you find yourself left behind if you're over trading or if you're just like waiting for that euphoria feeling to get long on altcoins.
Yeah, it's interesting because it feels like retail isn't really here. New retail, I should say, isn't really here yet. And so, yeah, money might be trickling down from the gains people made on Bitcoin trade or ETH trade or Solana trade, BNB trade, trickling down then into the big caps, etc. But I feel like we need a new influx of money from new retail to see that explosive kind of alt season that we're all looking for. And maybe the new stimulus checks that Trump is perhaps going to be given out because of the tariff revenue that came in. I mean, if he does that, we've been on record about this. If he does that, hold on to your horses, hold on to your hats, hold on to your dick. We are going to the absolute moon. So fingers crossed it happen. I think it's just a rumor now, Nick. I don't know if you know more about it, but
I mean, we talked about this in the past when he first kind of mentioned it at a random, press conference. The thing is, that is something that Trump would want to do. Trump did it during COVID. Obviously, that was out of kind of federal funding and, impacts inflation and everything else, even though he still finished the term at 8% inflation versus Biden's 26%. But still, that did cause some inflation. Now, the difference with this would be he wants to do it, number one, because that is how you kind of solidify the political aspect of things. You put Trump on the check. Everybody loves Trump. They vote for J.D. Vance in the next 3 years. That's the political game. Number two, if you get money in the hands of the average Joes, what does that do? That really stimulates the economy. All those people either have debts they need to pay off, they're going to go to the store, they're going to go buy stuff. Maybe it happens before Christmas season. That would be really good for retails, right? But number three, I think he's going to do it because everybody feared, oh my gosh, doom and gloom, the tariffs, the markets are going to shit itself. And now markets at our all-time high. Tariffs are bringing in revenue that can go to pay down the national debt or decrease the government spending, which is why inflation is down to 2%. And hell my gosh, we're winning so hard. We're making so much money off tariffs that we're actually going to give every household a $1,000 stimulus check to thank you guys. So not only are a lot of the businesses eating that tariff, like if you go buy a Porsche, there isn't a tariff tax on it. Porsche itself is eating a lot of that tariff because they understand they want to keep their clients and sell their cars. So the Americans are winning. It isn't directly impacting them. Inflation is down. Now you're getting cash because, hey, you're part of America. You're a citizen. You're part of this business. And this is kind of your equity in the U.S. government's income. And that would really stimulate things. And last time this happened, Coinbase had a record number of buys for guess how much, Crypto Amaru? Exactly $1,200, which is what the stimulus check is. If you want to get retail into investments and particularly into crypto, last time it happened, if history repeats itself, they dumped that money, full ported it, all $1,200 directly into Bitcoin and crypto buys.
It was so glorious. It was so glorious, guys. I don't know if you were there then. I don't know if you remember the heady days of 2021 when they were just handing everybody money and everyone was taking it to the crypto casino. Robinhood and meme stocks, and I mean it was bananas. It was crazy. It was so fun. I loved it. Can we go back to that? And Nick, you nailed it, man. You nailed it. Nick for president, guys. Let's just give him another cheers because that speaks great about why Trump should do it. I mean, exactly, dude. Like political points up the wazoo. Even my mom, who hates Trump, right? She gets handed down. You know what? Maybe he's not so bad anymore. I'm dead serious. It's gonna happen to a lot of people. Stimulating the economy, all the things you said. The only downside to the whole thing is we just vanquished inflation after the Fed raised rates for multiple years to higher percents than it had been since like the 1970s. I mean, that was not fun going through that with the high rates. So to turn around and then stimulate the economy like that, that could really re-spark inflation. So I'm completely for it. The timing's so important for something like, and Trump knows this. People around him know this. This is obvious stuff. So the timing would have to be around when, okay, the economy's really weak. Powell didn't move quickly enough. The rates are still too high. We need to juice this thing. Otherwise we're going to go into a recession. If he does that and staves off the recession, that's a win, and it wouldn't reignite inflation. But if you do it during a time when it's already a little bit bubbly and inflationary, and then you hand everyone $1,000, that's when you get that massive inflation spike. So it's just the timing. But man, I really hope he does it because yeah, that's the new retail money we need, and then of course everyone's rich again.
Yeah, and another good stat, if you took your $1,200 stimulus, now I didn't get the stimulus. I think you had to make like $70,000 or less. So I didn't get the stimulus check. Watching my friends get it, I was a little butthurt, you know. 1,200, but 1,200 is 1,200 when it's free money. But if you would have full ported $1,200 into Bitcoin when those checks went out, you went to the bank, you put it in there, you connected your Coinbase, got $1,200 with the Bitcoin. At current price, it is worth over $21,000 right now. Talk about a stimulus check. You know, instead of going to Target and spending it on some shitty clothes, if you just full poured it into Bitcoin and you forgot about it from COVID to now, it's worth over $21,000. And then you really love Trump because that's a lot of money.
There you go, man. That's a lesson for all you degens out there. We get this $1,000 check again. You move it into the markets and you buy and you hold, God damn it. You buy, oh, if we're talking Bitcoin. All coins, we'll have a different conversation. But yeah, look, I really hope it happens. It would be a massive win for America, be a massive win for Trump, the financial markets, just across the board. Time it right, and we're looking really, really good.
We are starting to see some things perk up here. One that we haven't talked about in a little while that we bought at a 300K market cap is Fuck 9 to 5. I'll pull the chart up real quick because Fuck 9 to 5 is moving a bit. Fuck 9 to 5, we're in it at 300K. It ran up to like 4.5 million, came back down to 2 million. Then we did another video saying, hey guys, this is a good washout area. It went from 2 million to 10 million or 8 million almost instantly over the next couple days. And it's come all the way down as Solana trenches dried up, retail dried up. Went as low as 900,000 market cap, really held that 900K to $1 million market cap for quite a while. And now the past few days, Superman's talking about it again. They're getting active again. And now Fuck 9 to 5 is back to 1.55 million, was 1.6 million yesterday. And although it doesn't look like much on this chart, from 900K to where it was, that's a 2x. That just shows you like how quickly small caps and micro caps can really move. You know, Superman is really the only person who's back talking about it outside the normal community members. And the thing did a 2x off the lows. Now, of course, you can't full port your whole portfolio. There isn't that much liquidity, but there is 200,000 liquidity. You can move several $1,000s or in and out of this kind of asset, and that was a 2x in a couple days. So shout out to everybody in the crypto paradise surf DAO. This is one of the first calls we made in the surf DAO. One of the first clients that crypto paradise had. We got involved at 300K market cap, all the way up to 9 million, and then even on the reset, it was still a 3x, and now we're at like a 6x from the original call. So if you still hold all of your Fuck 9 to 5, this is a good sign because we did get a higher high here. You got a higher low here. And this is kind of a first mover while Solana is finally starting to catch a little bit of a bid.
Let's go Fuck 9 to 5. I love to see that. Yeah, I woke up, saw some buys flying in there. Price was pumping. I think it's a testament to the community, though, because the community never slowed down when it came to posting memes, doing different contests, right? The team was very active with various kinds of engaging contests. They kept doing those. They're still out there on X posting, funny memes about the Fuck 9 to 5 lifestyle. Like, they never slowed down. A lot of memes during that, look at that period where all dried up, right? You talk about retail dried up with Solana trenches. Absolutely it did. And I would guess that, 99% of coins that had launched around the time of Fuck 9 to 5, say about, 6 months ago now, are dead and gone. Fuck 9 to 5 kept going, man. Just kept going and stayed active and stayed convicted, and the community stayed intact and believing. And, I know it's a little bit, I guess, rose-colored glasses. And remember, we always talk about how community matters so much. Well, I think it really does in the case of memes. And this community stuck together, and you're seeing the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, I mean, I like the mantra a lot. Everybody wants to get out of the 9 to 5. That's why you're in crypto. That's why you're in investments. And I think that's why it's kind of held the test of time. It's a pump fund token that launched at virtually nothing. We got involved at 300K, and even at the lows, after everything was washed out, it was still $1 million, still up 3x from even when we got involved. And nice to see having a nice rally off the lows with just Superman talking about it. So if Superman continues to talk about it, maybe B-Roots comes back, maybe some other KOLs get involved as the trenches come back to life and the market cycle looks a little better. It doesn't take much for these things to move. And shout out to everybody who has traded this, who has bought this, who is still holding it, and is up in gains, even while the rest of the alts markets are a little rough. But I think that goes to a good point. we're not rich off of fuck 9 to 5 or Dose or Surf or any of these, but these are all holding higher lows and higher levels than when we got involved. So, we're not euphoric right now, but we're also not in the dumps because these assets are still worth more than we put into them, even while the market isn't really in the perfect timing for these things to do very well. So I think that is good to show that you're in some good assets. And when the sectors or the narratives or the alt season kind of goes in your favor, that these coins should do exceptionally well if they're outperforming right now when they really shouldn't be.
I think we need Nate to do another one of his patented fuck 9 to 5 videos.
Those are always good.
His videos are great when he is doing all the various personas, being fantastic. So we'll have to get him back active, helping to push fuck 9 to 5. We still hold a very large bag of it. We're still convicted. We still believe in it. And they went through some drama. I remember there was some whale drama. We weren't really like privy to it, but we would ask them like, "Hey, what's going on?" If we saw like a big sell, like, yeah, some whales are playing whale games. Like, all right, fuck those guys. They're out to my knowledge. Like all the shitty whales that didn't actually believe. I'm pretty sure they're mostly, if not all, out by now. So not financial advice. Take a look at fuck 9 to 5. Take a look at the chart. See if you like it. See if you have conviction on it. But at 1.5 million, it stood the test of time thus far, 6 months in existence. I think poised to outperform when we finally get that alt season.
Another question is Quants going to launch soon? Everybody knows it was supposed to launch like September 25th. They're kind of in a trying to work out another partnership to see if that can bring some more eyeballs and some more utility to the token. 6 hours ago, they just announced, most investors already know KVAI has a total supply of 800 million tokens. But the number is only part of the story, and they went on this huge thread of utilities, day one utilities for this token. As you know, we like quants. We're in the pre-sale of quants Surf DAO members. We're able to get in that. So if you're missing these, and this one does well, get 200,000 Surf, and you can participate in future raises. But it's interesting to see because this is in the sector kind of with Aster, kind of with Hyperliquid, kind of with Frontier Fund, and these are doing extremely well. And hopefully this is an indication that this is going to launch soon because this is all day one utilities of why you should buy, why you should hold, and why you should utilize the KVAI token. What do you think? Do you think this is a hint at a launch coming soon?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad they delayed launching on September 25th because that was the day that the market absolutely crashed. Like 2 weeks ago or whatever. We had a big crash that day. The market had been showing signs of weakness, and then bam, that day it like dumped out even harder. And I'm glad we went live. I was like, I'm glad they didn't launch today. But now it's time to launch, guys. The market's turned around. We're looking bullish. We waited long enough. We've been in that pre-sale since January, some of us. So it's been a long wait. But yeah, obviously let's let them work out this big partnership they're apparently working on, and let's see if that comes to fruition. But yeah, I think it's going to do well. Launching on Solana, very low market cap. The sector, like you said, is great. Day one utility, products already in existence, TVL already deposited into their trading platform. So, checks all the boxes. The team is super active. They're experienced guys. Like, I don't know what more you could want in a project, seemingly doing most everything right. But hey, a little bit delays, and that's the name of the game when it comes to pre-sales. Hopefully they launch soon, and I think it's going to do quite well.
Yeah, it looks like one of their USDC alpha aggressive vaults where you put USDC in and you get yield out is like 72.4% APY, which is pretty solid. Their more conservative vault is like 33% APY, which is solid, and it's all utilizing DeFi and AI in order to trade these trading strategies. That is a big theme. DeFi is a theme right now. Look at Aster. That is all about DeFi and trading. AI is a thing. Look at NVIDIA stock. Look at AMD. Look around you in your daily life. We're even using AI now. How do you think we're knocking out all these shorts? We take these long-form live shows. We put it into an AI engine. It does its thing. It does some clips. And then we go through the clips and we can schedule them and edit them. That's just something that isn't possible. And I think AI catches another bid the remainder of this bull cycle. So this finds itself in a very interesting spot. And they are rubbing elbows with some big people before launch. We're officially number 2 on Drift Protocol. And Drift Protocol has 130,000 followers, the capital-efficient DeFi platform on Solana. So I guess Drift Protocol kind of puts all these other protocols on their dashboard for people to see and to join. And they're number 2 on the list as of October 2nd. And they haven't even launched a token yet. So what happens when you get more eyeballs with token users?
When Quants is going to be extremely, extremely valuable to us from the product standpoint. The token, I think, is going to do really well. But from a product standpoint, the end of this bull run, hopefully we'll be sitting on our 6 or 7 figures of gains, you'll be hopefully be in stables too, right? At that point, and you'll be like, well, the market's going down. I can't invest in memes anymore. I can't invest in pre-sales anymore. Real estate's, okay, but kind of boring. I prefer to make 30% APY on this low risk strategy from quants. Perfect. What a perfect opportunity for when the bull market is finally done and we're sitting on our riches. So we're not there yet. We're not there yet, but I love their platform. I think it's going to be very useful for many folks now and when we're sitting on our gains. So
Yeah, I think that's something interesting to talk about too. Is we're not there. We want to trade. We want to get in the trenches. We want to do a lot of things. But yeah, their low risk strategy at 37% APR. Say you make it big and you peel off 100K, just 100K in profits. Hopefully, we can make you guys a lot more than 100K in profits. And you put that in their low risk strategy. And even if it goes from 37% APY down to 30, you're still producing something like $30,000 in annual income there. Which is pretty solid. A lot of people are making, like, I think the average salary is like 50 grand. So if you can get 100K in profits, get it in there. How about supplementing your yearly income by $30,000 just by doing that and still sitting on the $100,000 in the original investment? Pretty
dude,
solid.
that's how you fuck the 9 to 5 and join us on the beach at Crypto Paradise. That's how you do it. Passive income, baby. So Martin's right. I mean, the robots and AI, they're coming to take our jobs. So I guess we might as well quit now. Or try to find the job that robots can't do. I was having an interesting conversation with someone. I ordered sushi last night, sitting at the bar. Did not have a drink, but was talking to a guy, and he works in tech and this and that. And we're like, yeah, your job's safe, or our jobs are safe for now or whatever. No, this is what happened. The bartender, she's got kind of this cute girl, right? She's a great bartender. She's like, well, my job.
Great bartender.
No, she's very good at her job. She remembers my order. She knows her shit.
She smiles at you, wears a low cut shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Checks all the boxes that you want in a bartender. And she was like, well, my job's safe because, I do this face to face, bartending. And my response to that was like, well, Elon Musk is trying to build robots. And you better believe that at some point in the future, he's going to build a really hot robot, hotter than you, I'm sorry to say, who's better at witty banter because it's all AI. And, humans, if you see someone that looks exactly like a human, talks exactly like a human, your mind, you're going to think it's a human. And so that's the world we're going to. I don't know what that means for investing. I guess just means get invested, invest in some AI stuff. I mean, look at the stock market now. It's like all because of AI stocks. That's why it's doing so well. So get involved, get invested, try to find a job that won't be taken from you. But they could even have a fake crypto Amaru one day. I'm convinced. Why not?
Why not? Now, talking about Crypto Amaru and Crypto Paradise, I just want to pull up the Twitter of Crypto Paradise here. You've probably seen us getting more active. Number one, we're getting more short-form content out from these live shows. So the people who tune into this and you like the long-form content, you can ask us questions. We love that you're here, and that's how you get the most out of it. But we try to let AI do some snipping and get some of these shorts posted out here so people can digest it. We all know everybody's got TikTok brain, so we got to try to do that. But you might also notice some other types of tweets going out that are just kind of leaning into the surfing coconut meme, trying to explain the benefits of Crypto Paradise, explain the benefits of the surf token, and really what's going on. And we brought somebody new to the team who is literally focusing on Twitter posts like this, and outreach, meaning he's going to be replying, outreaching to other KOLs, outreaching to other communities to try to get Surf on the radar, Crypto Paradise on the radar, and maybe some collaborations and partnerships. Now, this doesn't just mean that Surf explodes or Crypto Paradise explodes overnight, but this is kind of something that we were missing. And when the market cycle gets a little better for altcoins, for meme coins, etc., this is the exact type of content that builds a strong community, that gets new eyeballs, and gets people going over to the website and taking a deeper look at what Crypto Paradise and the Surf token can offer. So if you notice that, shout out to you. We are putting our money where our mouth is and literally paying somebody to do these type of tweets. And I expect things to keep heating up as he just started yesterday. Look for more AI tweets. Look for more breakdowns on the daily burns, the LP yield, and everything else as alt season, as pulse chain season does come to fruition.
Shout out to Max. Shout out to Max. Great guy. Fortunate to have brought him onto the team. Very experienced in pulse chain and crypto in general. Hardworking guy, knows his shit. So we're thankful to have him on the team, and hopefully you guys start to see his work, as Nick mentioned, and hopefully, the fruits of his labor and our labor eventually trickle down into the price of Surf token or more marketing deals that can go to buybacks, etc. of the token, all that good stuff. Pulse Chain's been underperforming. I mean, apparently a whale sold $1 million worth. I didn't even know that. I just saw price was down. I was like, oh shit, not again. Guess another whale playing whale games. But we'll bounce back from this. We absolutely will. Pulse Chain will recover, and Pulse Chain will outperform once we are in that like proper mid cap season. I would think, right? We just ain't there yet.
Yeah, Pulse Chain up 105% off the low still. I know it's all doom and gloom, and that's because, Ethereum is up about 140% off the low. Pulse Chain's only up 105. Everybody's acting like it's a new lows. It really isn't there. But we are at critical levels. In the live shows, I was talking about how we need to attack and get above this green line. We tried to attack it not once, but twice, and it continues to fail. So we need this to hold and round up and get through this. Head to 3,700, retest it, and then off to the races. Because if you give up this white line, which is slowly making its way higher, because this is an uptrend line, so the longer you wait, the higher risk of this white line breaking down, it is going to be very much doom and gloom for Pulse Chain. Complete and utter failure, Richard Hart. Now, maybe I'm being a little aggressive there, but I'm trying to get Richard Hart to understand that these levels are very important. You see the white line here is where it bounced. If you extrapolate this over, and this uptrend is literally the doom and gloom, the higher low that is needed to keep any kind of morale. If you go below this, you will start to lose even your biggest believers. And once you lose the biggest believers, it is hard to get them to come back, especially when BNB is at $1,200. Ethereum is going to be above $5,000 soon, and some of those altcoins and those networks are going to come alive. Now, right now, you still have time because you still have believers here, and altcoins in particular aren't doing amazing. So people aren't like fleeing everywhere to go chase altcoins on any particular network. But very soon, if Ethereum and BNB and Solana continue to have some strength, some of those altcoins and those trenches are going to light up, and that's where you can lose a lot of your core believers, a lot of your core network participants if you're not careful here. You're in the gray area. You're in the gray area.
I will stay believing in Pulse Chain. I will stay believing in Richard Hart, even if the whales decide to jeet out. We will stay here. The reason we can afford to stay here and stay convicted is because we're diversified. Do you think all of my crypto monies is on Pulse Chain? No, that wouldn't make sense. That's not smart. I wouldn't put all my monies on Sui or Aptos or any other random L2 either, or L1. Most of my money is in Bitcoin and Ethereum. What a fucking no-brainer decision. But I can afford to take a little risk. I can afford to be convicted on Pulse Chain. I can afford to hold my SURF, my PLS, my PLSX, etc. So I will stay convicted. But yes, Richard Hart, if you're listening, run out of time, bro. Let's get this thing on the road. I know you tried. I know with the tablet thing, I was thinking about that this morning, kind of when I was waking up. I was just thinking about the tablet thing. And look, I still love that he did it. I still love that he's, giving it the college try. But sometimes, if you hype something up and then the thing actually what it is kind of underwhelming, it can almost backfire. I don't know if that's why Pulse Chain's down right now, but I don't know. I'm still believing. I'm still convicted. I'm still holding. And Richard Hart, let's pull another habit out of your hat. The tablet thing, I don't think it really hit the way we were hoping.
Well, the thing we've always said is the tablet thing takes time. Number one, they got to get delivered. Then you got to get people onboarded, whatever. They are getting some viral videos out of it. Like Gabriel did a video, and he's like, Hex is a scam, but I got these tablets. And he did a couple videos on it. Went viral. There's some TikTok girl or Instagram girl who just got a tablet, and she's doing a whole viral, like, I'm going to auction this off. So it is getting some views. But the thing is, I think only like 40,000 of these have gone out of the 500,000 that need to go out. Then there's a delay of 7 to 21 days for shipping, and then there's a delay if people actually see it and want to buy. But the thing is, if you get one of those, you are only going to buy and FOMO in, number one, if Ethereum is doing good. But number two, if you go on pulsechain.com and instead of minus 3% today, you see plus 30%. That's when we're like, holy shit, my neighbors just got these two. This thing's up 30%. I need to get in this. That's how you get people to FOMO with the green candle. So I do still think there's time for the tablets. They are getting some viral moments. It takes a lot of time to get that going. But you would think with that hype and how much he talked about IRL marketing that he would be artificially pumping that. Because then we would be talking about a different thing. Crypto Armor would be like, oh, it didn't work right now. He'd be like, oh, it's working and it's just getting started. And holy cow, we're getting all these green candles.
How do we do it for surf?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's all a big mental thing. Like, people are writing it off because they're not seeing a direct impact, but when really it's like only 10% of them have even gone out and it takes time. But if you had green candles, everybody would be thanking the green candles on the IRL marketing, not even thinking that, oh, only 10% went out. They're like, oh my God, my Uncle Bob is buying Pulse Chain. Look at this thing mooning. I mean, that's how quickly morale and momentum can change. And if you are as rich as you think you are, because there's rumors that he owns billions of dollars of Bitcoin, billions of dollars of ETH. The Pulse Chain Sacrifice wallet holds 800 million in ETH, and that's just like wallets that people can track and know.
Yeah.
The
What are you
time is
doing,
now.
bro?
You want glory. He wants glory. He wants to make a million millionaires. He wants to be loved. I know Interpol's still there. Fuck Interpol. Go live. Because what are they going to do? Arrest you, throw you in prison for a month? You're going to bail out. You're going to pay your back taxes. And then maybe you'll become more of a Chad like CZ. I mean, the prison helped CZ. CZ got out of prison, paid everybody off, and now look at him. He's richer than ever. He's doing kid stuff for children. Aster's mooning. Everybody loves him. That could be you. Maybe a couple nights in jail is all you need. And then your most wanted meme coin on Pulse Chain will also moon.
Couple nights in jail just with a doctor order for our boy Richard Hart. Oh, we're just kidding around. We don't want that for him. But yeah, dude, if you're worth billions, like drop a couple million, 10 million into the chain very publicly, very obviously. What's 10 million to you? It's not like the money disappeared. You're just moving it into Pulse Chain, which is kind of make you richer as well because you hold all those other coins. So it seems like an obvious play, an obvious thing to do. Maybe he's waiting for the weak hands to be fully shaken out, although that's sort of a hard thing to know when to do and when does it stop. Like, when do you stop that? Like, because you can cause more weak hands by not, exactly, doing the thing that you everyone thinks you're going to do. So anyway, I'm still convicted. I think it's going to work out. I just look the tablets. I don't disagree with anything you said in terms of, okay, we got to wait for it to kind of come online and see the full impact of it. I just felt like the tablets themselves just they didn't look very high quality. They just had an air of like cheesiness to it, and I think people were just kind of making fun of it. I just wish like he should have gone to a professional ad company or so, marketing just geniuses, right? And been like, all right, I got a budget of 10 mil. I'm trying to like fucking pump this thing. Like, what should I do? Like, maybe advertising on NFL. Why not start advertising the NFL? Why not start doing NASCAR shit or F1 shit, or I don't know. There's so many different ways to market. And I just felt, I know this is outside the box and innovative and it's in real life and it's so different, and maybe that's the cool part about it. But I don't know. It's just a little cheesy and people make fun of it.
And with the tablet, I guess his angle is, hey, these are going to be, you're going to keep them, or your kid's going to have them, or you're going to put them on the fridge and use them, so you're always reaffirming and seeing that. But what I thought he was going to do when he's talking about batteries and digital stuff is, like those digital postcards that like open up and then a video automatically starts playing. And although that is something that might get pitched, they're not going to keep it. If you open it up and it's instantly Richard Hart talking about Pulse Chain and Hex and the journey, you might tune into that, and I think you might have a higher conversion rate. Yes, if they read it and they're not interested, then maybe they throw it away. But I think it might have a higher conversion rate. That's what I was expecting. When you open it, it has an LCD video. He starts talking, and it's talking about the next 10,000x and talking about ETH and pumping the chain. That's what I thought was going to happen. And that's not as sticky, and he wanted something sticky that people aren't going to throw away. But I think it could have more impact for people to put real money into the investment. Because ask about yourself. When did you first get into crypto? You probably saw a YouTube video or a little 5-minute explainer that piqued your interest. You went down the rabbit hole, and then you bought something. If you open that and it's literally Richard Hart, who talks pretty good on camera, who's very smart, and who has a 10,000x he can lean on, he probably could have convinced you in that 2 or 3 minute little auto video to trust him and to put some money into the products that he's created.
Certainly we're an uptrend. Certainly as the market's pumping, it's pretty easy to convince people to put their money into something that's continuing to go up, up, up. We're not there yet, so maybe the timing is a little bit off. But no, I mean, I got involved with crypto actually. Heard about it through a friend back in like 2013, faded it, didn't have money, didn't know how to buy it, was like, I don't know what this Bitcoin thing is, like, I don't get it, bro. Like, and anyway, I was broke at the time. But fast forward 2017, I finally had like a proper job, was making money, and then some of my friends, we were investing together, and one of them was like, yeah, I just downloaded Coinbase, like, bought this like Bitcoin stuff, this Ethereum stuff, look at how well it's doing. And so a friend kind of onboarded me. But you need that convincing. I think you need someone to sit you down. And that goes to your point, like, imagine you open up a tablet and it's Richard Hart telling a story, almost sitting you down and pitching you, walking you through the process, explaining how to get onboarded to crypto, how to get involved with Pulse Chain, how to find your next, 10,000x. Like, I did a 10,000. This is how you do it. That might have worked better. I agree. But it is what it is. Marketing's tough, man. Marketing's tough. You never really know in advance of a marketing campaign whether it's a surefire success. I'm sure he had plenty of reasons to think it's going to work extremely well, and maybe it still will, but, I don't know. I just feel the market sort of looked at it and, like, laughed, which I was hoping wouldn't happen. But anyway, that's not really, I don't think, the big reason why Pulse Chain is underperforming right now. It's just the whales. There's a couple guys. If that guy did not sell $1 million yesterday, we would be up bouncing from here. So it's just, it's a whales game, and we're just living in it.
Click on Hex comments there. I think you misspelled something. It says, but guys, RH is literally dubbed the king of scam. Don't doubt it. He's not dubbed the king of scam. He's dubbed the king of spam. He made a lot of his money in the early days of the internet when spam was a thing versus whether it was email or IRL. And that's where he got dubbed that name because he made a ton of money off of spam mail. That's why he's called the king of spam and kind of retired at the age of 20. Also, let me show my screen. Shout out to Martin Max King. I think you're in here right now. Martin Max King has been working for his bags, posting about Crypto Paradise, the Surf token, and so many other tokens over on his Twitter. So I just gave you the like there. We try to retweet this when we see it. But he keeps loving the Paradise vibes, the Paradise gains, the passive income. This is what you need to do. It doesn't take much effort. Everybody, no matter how many followers you have, big or small, work for your bags, tune into live shows to find new bags, and let's all win together.
Shout out to Martin. Thank you, bro. Thank you for putting together these wonderful memes. I love his memes. No shortage of, Crypto Paradise vibes, beautiful women bouncing around in waves, enjoying the surf and the sand. That's what it's all about. And as to why, Sean, I see you, bro. As to why we were wearing these glasses, we are the only channel, to my knowledge, that has its own condo down in Tulum, Mexico. You, my friend, can actually get a free trip there on us. Come, join the Telegram. I'll send you the links to the Airbnb right fucking now. But that's why we wear glasses. It's a part of the shtick, man. It's just a part of the shtick. We like to pretend we're on the beach. Unfortunately, I'm not there at the condo right now. But we're wearing the glasses anyway because it's a part of the shtick. Calm down, relax. Hopefully you still get some good, entertaining, fun information out of Crypto Paradise. That's what it's all about, man. We're having fun. We're trying to impart our knowledge. We've had a lot of success in crypto. We're trying to give that for you guys. We're wearing the glasses because we want to be on the beach. That's what it's all about, my friend.
I wouldn't even give him that much time, but thanks for the view. We appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, Sean, and maybe you can wear sunglasses whenever you want to rather than schlepping along in the warehouse that you're in or the cubicle that you're in, because only people with that kind of jealousy or that kind of hate to have time to do comments like that, that's your lifestyle. You wish you could be doing live shows and sitting on the beach, and everybody else, Sean, there's still time for you. The markets are still going higher. I know you don't own Bitcoin, Ethereum, or BNB, but your time is coming soon. Hopefully you can buy yourself some Ray-Bans rather than...
Time is coming soon, my friend. Do not buy Ray-Bans. Do not buy Ray-Bans. Buy Maui Gyms.
Oh, Maui Gyms.
Arguably, actually, I can argue, this is scientifically proven to be the best, nicest glasses. And I've proven that, I guess you could say. I've lived that, having been a Ray-Ban enthusiast for many years. And then the lady with sunglasses was like, check out Maui Gyms. You put them on, you're like, oh shit, that is a markedly better sunglass. Like I know you have the Costas, which are also great, but the Maui Gyms, man, I'm telling you, it's like the Mercedes of sunglasses.
The nice thing about Maui Gyms and Costas, we're getting on a tangent, is when you're down at the beach or the pool or whatever, it doesn't matter if they get wet. That's what it's all about.
Dude,
here's the condo.
These are game changers. I don't like to buy like fancy things normally, but like a nice pair of sunglasses and a nice car, I think actually does like enhance your, like it makes you happier than if you didn't have those things. And you only need to buy like one. Like I just bought this one pair. I have this little, strap on the back so I don't lose them. A lot of people, what they do is they buy a lot of like shitty items. Like I'll just buy the $5 pair of sunglasses and like I'll lose them and whatever. I used to do that, by the way. Now I'm like, I just buy one really nice thing and keep it for years. I think that's better.
That is better.
You don't like my condo, by the way, Sean.
Here's the condo. Anybody in the Surf DAO can go there for completely free. We've had a couple members take us up on that. All we ask you is while you're there, do some content, make some posts. That way Crypto Paradise can retweet it. Another perk of being a Surf token holder and a Crypto Paradise community member. The rooftop pool is pretty dope. My wife, last time we were there, was loving it. I couldn't get her off the rooftop to even go around and explore sometimes.
You got to do other things while you're down there. But yeah, the rooftop's great. I'll be down there in November. Again, I couldn't resist. I just saw cheap flights. Like, I'm just going to go. So, going to be down there again in November. I try to go as often as I can, but, life and kids get in the way sometimes, sadly enough. But one day I will actually properly be retired on the beach. It's just not yet.
Is there any other questions, comments, concerns? TA, you want us to look at fundamentals? What tokens are you watching? What tokens should we watch? Now let me scroll here real quick. Linea down 0.7%, still at 2.6 cents. That's exactly where it's been for a while now. There's some unlocks happening this month, so we'll see how that plays out. Aster did see a rally of 6% while BNB rallied. That is to be expected because they're kind of tied together. Still short of that $2 major support that broke away. We went down to $1.60. If you get rejected at $2 again, that next dip is probably the dip you want to buy if you're looking at Aster. And then we've been watching BSX, which is a perpetual play on base chain. We think base chain is going to have an alt season due to a potential airdrop. This thing is wicking all over the place. Now it is back down to 2.88 cents. We have no position yet, but I am watching that. I would love for it to drop again, get us down to 2.5, get us down to 2 cents, put in that higher low, and we can get our first position in the BSX protocol. Kind of a high flyer on the perpetual sector, that narrative that is absolutely exploding, but also leaning into the chance that we do have another base bull market on the news of a potential base ecosystem airdrop.
A lot of opportunity here in the crypto space as ever. Thank you for that. I was just pulling up the website. This is a sneak peek for you guys. A new project that we are working with and helping with some marketing. I was on a very long call with the founder yesterday. Anyway, it's called Plenus Moon. Can you guys see my screen here? Mm-hmm. This is a fascinating one, man. So the founder, man, I've gotten to know him a little bit better over the past few days. So we've been on long calls. This guy, man, he's crazy. He took out a mortgage on his house in order to fund the development and launch of this coin, or actually series of coins. I was like, when he told me that, he was like, my wife doesn't know. She's gonna fucking divorce. I was like, all right, man, we gotta like actually make this work for you, because I do not want to see you lose your home or your wife divorced you because you fucking took a mortgage out and launched a coin and it didn't go well. So Nick, we got him, like, we got to do our best with Plenus Moon. I really like this guy. But anyway, it's a really interesting project. This guy actually, he had a near-death experience. He's a Christian guy, right? He had a near-death experience and kind of like, I don't know if he saw God or had some very spiritual like moment during that accident, and from that sort of felt like he needed to launch this project called Plenus Moon. It's a very innovative concept. When I first heard about it, I was actually a little skeptical, but the more like I kind of wrap my head around it, the more I actually like. But how it works is it's going to be a series of 9 coins launched one after the next, month after month, until the 9th coin launches on something called Ascension Day. The coins will be tied together. It's going to launch on Pulse Chain, by the way, guys. Don't fade Pulse Chain. All the coins kind of tied together through the token tax ecosystem, similar to SURF or PTGC. The token tax also goes to funding a charity wallet. This is a Christian-based project. A part of being a Christian is giving back to the community. And so part of the token tax are going to go to a charity wallet, which are going to be used for like food drives and other charitable events. Ultimately, coin after coin launches. People who hold the early coins get a small airdrop of the later coins. And on the final coin, there will have been a wallet that's built up a ton of money. That's called the Faithful Holders Wallet from all the token taxes. And the people who hold all the coins will get their share of the Faithful Holder rewards. So really innovative, really different, charitable aspect, Christian aspect. The guy's all in. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if, look, is guaranteeing 100x? No. I mean, this is definitely different. But I like it, man. I like it. And the more I talk to the guy, I was like, we cannot fail you, my friend. We cannot fail you.
Yeah, we know token taxes work over in Pulse Chain. We've seen projects like wanting to launch, they get bored with their one token. So like, I'll launch another one that benefits this one and just willy-nilly. And those don't really work. But what's different here is this is all planned, and it's planned on the moon cycle, which means another token will come out every month. And the next token, you can either buy it off the open market, or you can get your pro rata share of the total supply by owning the previous token. And within that token tax system, that new token will benefit the older tokens with buy-in burns, LP ads, whatever it may be. So, everything kind of builds up to that last token. You want to hold all of them or participate, because then you get a big chunk of not only the last token, but you get a big chunk of PLS. A lot of the taxes, like 1% for each token, is going to build up in PLS, create a massive wallet holding, and then you have to be there. You have to be faithful and follow the entire journey to the end, and then you get your chunk of that PLS, and then we'll see what happens from there to the tokens. Like, what else can be innovative during that time span? How do you keep these going beyond that? Does the token taxes a big enough incentive? Will the token taxes spur, hey, every quarter we're going to do a payout from that faithful holder reward. You got to hold all the tokens to keep getting these payouts. A lot of questions to answer after that, but you have plenty of time to do so because it is a 8-month or 9-month journey into your ascension to make all of that funds.
Well, what's interesting is that was the exact conversation I was having with the founder. His name's Michael. Like, what do what do you do after Ascension Day and the 9th coin launch and the payout happens? It's like we need to have a plan, right? You need to have utility for that. And we were brainstorming on this call, and I'm throwing ideas on the wall, and all of a sudden he has this like epiphany. And I just love this idea. But basically, what's going to happen is the 9th coin. Once this all happens, right? There will still be taxes being generated, right? There'll still be the charitable wallet there. But what he's looking to build is, think of like a GoFundMe for people like in need that can be, but you'll pay them in the coin, right? Blockchain payment. So say, you have this website, you're in need, I don't know, your kid's sick, or you lost your job, you're down on your luck, whatever the case may be. You come, you tell your story, you record your story, you upload it to this site. The community can then evaluate it, and every month say, all right, Mrs. So-and-so, your story was the most compelling this month. You are going to be paid this money every month. So it's going to be like engaging, people coming, telling their stories. Community is kind of like, gauging it as well and being involved in that. Obviously, the tax will still go to the holders and still go to other things, but the charitable stuff will continue on in the form of this like Christian GoFundMe. I thought it was an awesome idea because I think it's like it's something you can continue, and it's engaging, it's community based. So this guy, man, I think he's the real deal.
Yeah, charity tokens standalone. Vitalik's talked about it. There's no real example of a charity token that's done very well, but also they didn't have the other components. So the charity wallet is just a small percentage of the token taxes. There's also built-in buys and burns of the tokens. There's the incentive to hold it to earn PLS payouts, the incentive to trade it because it's also going to be buying and burning the Surf token. It's going to have liquidity pairings with Pulse Chain, so if Pulse Chain does well, this price will get dragged up as well. So it's a lot more than just, hey, these token taxes are going to charity. That's just one component of it, and that is because it is leaning into kind of the faith and the Christianity, which is, by the way, a ton of market participants, are God-fearing.
That's where I think the other charitable tokens, if you're just relying on crypto degens only care about making money for themselves. Let's just be honest about it. You think the people in Solana trenches are like, I can't wait to like rug this guy so I can give the money I made rugging this guy over to some poor woman who's in need. Of course not. People in the Solana trenches don't do that. But Christians do that. And so I think these other charitable coins, I know some have existed over the course of various market cycles. They never tapped into a community that actually cared about charity and cared about helping other people. This guy is connected within the Christian world. He's a Christian, goes to church. He's going to be bringing like his Plenus Moon sign and everything to like food banks and stuff like that. This is the plan anyway, guys. Let's just let's just wait for it to all happen. But this is the plan. I think he can actually tap into that Christian community in a way that's never been done in a crypto coin. He's talking like, dude, we need to get tutorials made for people who are new to crypto because they're just regular folks who want to get involved because they're Christian. They don't know crypto. Cool, we'll make you tutorials. So he's thinking about this stuff. Look, will it work? Is it guaranteed success? No, nothing, no guarantees in life. But I like this guy, I like his conviction. And how many founders do you know that took out a mortgage on their home to launch a coin?
Not many.
I don't think, not even one. I've never met one. I told the guys, like, dude, I don't think you shouldn't have done that. You find another way to make the money. But in any event, he's all in. He's fully convicted. And it kind of like, when you talk to him and hear how passionate he is, you're like, all right, oh shit, I guess I'm on board too. So let's get the Christians involved. Even if you're not Christian, by the way. I'm not Christian, mind you. But I like giving back. I like the notion of giving back. I don't mind paying a token tax if I know part of it's going to charity. Part of it will benefit me, but part of it's going to charity. Win-win. Like, I think that's a wonderful thing. So I don't care what faith you are. I think this can appeal to the masses here in crypto if we kind of take off our, you know, selfish sides of ourselves for a minute and say, all right, let's get back for a bit. This is a great way to do it.
Yeah, it would be nice if Pulse Chain starts to catch a bid because this project could be very good. Could also buy and burn a ton of Surf token. We also have Bear AI that is launching on Pulse Chain soon, so Pulse Chain doing good will help that AI product, and that product is buying and burning Surf. YakDAO is buying and burning Surf. Surf itself is buying and burning Surf. You can see the theme here. The supply is drastically getting burnt away. Over 3.05% of the total supply being burnt up, and now all these projects are about to launch. If Pulse Chain does well, between liquidity bonding, between increase in volume and users, increase of potential holders of Surf because people are getting over the bridge, and then just all these projects have their own community doing their own thing, we'll just be buying and pumping the Surf over time. That's what we want to see. That's what the plan is, and that's what we're going to continue to try to do. Obviously, that selling point in all these assets can perform a lot better if Pulse Chain is performing a lot better.
And I'll leave you with this, too. It's not just the first coin, Noah coin. Oh, by the way, all the coins have kind of a biblical vibe to it. It's not just Noah coin that's going to have the Surf buy board. It's every single coin that this guy's launching. I think it's 9 total coins, right, is going to have a buy and burn component of Surf. So if this thing even has a modicum, small degree of success, I mean, that could be, I mean, that's 9 fucking coins. Buying and burning Surf, in addition to generating money for charity, in addition to generating money for the faithful holders, for the big airdrop on Ascension Day, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm bullish on it. It's a little bit outside the box. It's definitely different. I was skeptical at first, but I was talking to Michael for a long time yesterday. I was like, damn, this guy's a true believer, and I kind of am too now.
Let's there's no more comments here, so let's wrap this up soon, but I do want to show one more breaking news that just popped up on my news feed, and it's relevant because we've been talking about it. Floki was just launched on Robinhood, we know that, but now Floki has an ETP, an exchange traded product in the European traditional markets. ETP is kind of like an ETF that we talk about here in the United States, and Floki continues to expand its web. Now traditional market participants in Europe can buy Floki with their 401k investment accounts.
That's so crazy. I thought the Europeans were like anti-crypto, risk-averse. Let's regulate everyone into non-existence, and then here's a meme coin ETF? Like, what the fuck just happened? I don't get it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. But, like, what about the big... You skip the Bitcoin ETF, skip the Ethereum ETF, go straight to the meme coins. Cool.
But it has a cool logo.
It's great. I mean, I'm happy. Maybe I think the European Union does have Bitcoin-related products that are trading on, like, traditional markets and stuff. But, yeah, no, this is crazy. What a great story, man. I mean, I'm so happy for Floki. We know that team at least somewhat well. We've been involved with them for a while, helping them out, and I guess in various ways, you could say. But shout out to them. They just keep killing it. That's the difference between Floki and Doge. I know we talked about this the other day. Doge does not really have a team, I don't think, that can really direct the ship and like make something like this happen. Because for something like this to happen, you need to be like, you got to have people signing contracts, doing like KYC, proper companies involved. You know, I assume that's how it always worked, you know, in my experience. So, you know, Floki has that. They can do that. They can execute on something like that. Whereas Doge, I don't know if there's a Doge. It's like Bitcoin, right? There's no like Doge company.
Yeah, no, Doge has a foundation now, but yeah, like you said, it's harder to get things done. So we'll see how the foundation for Doge does. Obviously, I want Doge to do well because it makes Floki and meme coins and the vibes do well. But here you go. In the matter of a week, Floki has an ETP in Europe and is listed on Robinhood. And the price really hasn't caught up to this type of news. This is the type of news in 2017 that would create like 400% green candles. And here it's creating like 5% green candles.
Yeah, well, now there's 50 million tokens. I saw a thread on Twitter this morning, you know, what's the difference between now and 2017? Like, then there was 3,000 tokens. Now it's like 30 million and projected to go to 50 million. And a lot of those obviously are just like overnight pump and dump scams on Pump Fund. But nonetheless, that's liquidity, that's volume, that's attention being taken from, you know, what could be legit projects and into these quick pump and dumps. So, I mean, the crypto casino on Pump Fund has really fucked things up, I think, for alt season, sadly enough. I'm still of the mindset that we will have an alt season. We will definitely have moments of major outperformance among many, many alts relative to like Bitcoin. That's the definition of alt season. We will have that. But whether it's going to be all altcoins, I mean, that seems highly unlikely. So hopefully we've chosen some good ones for you guys. Hopefully we're in some winners that are just bottomed out and they're going to do a 10x. But man, the market's changed a lot from 2017. I kind of miss those days.
Well, those were the good days, huh? Could be. Let's see. Let's see what happens in Q4 here. Let's see if we get into 2026. I think we're getting some good pre-sales, some good meme coins, some good trades, and that's how you can make the gains, and that's how everybody's perspective and morale can change. You know, if you make it big, then you're like, oh, I love the 2025 cycle, even though it took forever. You forget it took forever because you won.
It's all about, no, of course. It's all about the end game and everything. In reality, it's about the journey, guys. Don't forget it's about the journey. But we've actually had some big winners. I was thinking about this too this morning. We've had some big winners outside of the major alt seasons. Obviously, 2021 alt season, we had like a bunch of big winners. But remember Dead Prez? Remember Chain GPT? Those are two like 100x projects that we had almost back to back. Like in, I don't know, when was that? Like 2023? You know, sometime in 2023 when the market really wasn't doing much. Maybe Bitcoin was like going up and nothing else was really happening. Two 100x projects. I had completely forgotten about them. Sadly, took a lot of those gains and gave them back to the market, investing in other bullshit. But two 100x projects kind of out of the blue, Chain GPT and Dead Prez. That is, what we're capable of doing. Our track record speaks for itself in many respects. So even if the market's languishing, we can still find winners for you guys. It just takes a little bit of luck, a little bit of timing. But I'm confident we can recreate some of those successes.
We are well over an hour today, so I think that kind of sums it up. Let's keep an eye on what Bitcoin and Ethereum and some of these assets want to do. Do we have some consolidation, or do we just keep breaking neck higher? Again, Bitcoin is only about 3% away from all-time highs. Once you break that, I think you get that big green candle. But until then, you can have sideways consolidation. Things don't need to go straight up and to the right. I bet you we see a red candle if Trump comes out and says, hey, the U.S. government's back open. We get a little bit of a red candle. People want the government shut down.
Yeah. Shut down the government. Fed has no data to look at. Have to cut the rates. That's not a bad story, but I don't. This government shutdown. I don't know. This could persist for a while, man. This could really drag on for a bit because Trump, he ain't fucking around. He didn't negotiate with terrorists, and the Democrats are dug in too on wanting to give health care to immigrants again. So it's a crazy world we're living in. I'm glad I work in the private sector. Hopefully none of you guys who are in the federal government are hurting too bad. You will get back pay now. So, I guess just enjoy this like paid vacation you're on. It's going to be all good. The markets are going to go up. Yes, we'll have volatility. Yes, we'll probably have some corrections at some point here. But 125K Bitcoin is not far off. That's going to be the all-time high. And it's not going to stop there, folks.
That's all we got. Wrap us up.
All right, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed this Friday's session. We'll be back Monday with another live stream. We got some good content dropping on the channel, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, y'all, we will see you on the